Who of you can tell me what you see on this beautiful picture? A lake? Wakeboarding, nice. Who has been wakeboarding or water skiing before? Pretty sporty crowd, nice. So this is a water ski cable system. Before starting at Google, I was a water ski instructor in Australia, and actually I took this beautiful picture myself. And while working there, I saw this 80-year-old guy water skiing in front of me. And you don't see that every day, right? So I approached him, what is your name and what are you doing? And this guy said, my name is Bruno Rixen and I'm an inventor. I invented the water ski cable system. Pretty impressive. And I asked him for his motivation. Why would you invent such a machine? He said, there is one problem with water skiing behind a boat. One boat can only carry one water skier. So it's not a scalable solution, right? That is why he thought he had to invent a machine that can carry 10 water skiers at a time. Rixen Cableways used to be a small German startup. Today, Rixen Cableways is one of the 2 most successful cable providers in the world. Bruno Rixen managed to use the machine in order to make his life easier. He actually scaled water skiing. He made water skiing affordable to everyone. And this is what today's session is about. It's about how you guys can use the machine in order to make your life easier. Right, Bernd?
Exactly. Thanks. So this is an awesome example on how and why we should make smart instead of hard decisions, why we should work smart instead of hard. And especially in the startup environment, it's really important that you grow your marketing and grow your business the smart way. My name is Bernd, and I'm working at Google and helping advertisers to make the most of our smart algorithms by feeding in the right data signals. Today we want to talk about why you should not just automate, but automate in a smart way, use machine learning. How machine learning can make your life easier and how it can grow your business. Before we go into the details of machine learning and how it works, we wanted to show you a real-life example. Many of you might already know the fintech startup SumUp. Let's have a look at how a startup is using machine learning in YouTube to predict intent and hence grow their business.
I love ambitious goals. I remember when we first looked at the numbers and I realized this could be big. SumUp is a fintech company that allows businesses to receive payments quickly and simply and help them to grow and succeed through a card acceptance.
We had a yearly goal for last year in the team and in the company to grow not 1x but 2x.
And across 28 countries, having a specific B2B audience to target. We wanted to stop chasing intent, and we wanted to start predicting intent.
We had so many questions. How can we reach our audiences? How can we scale?
Who can support us?
So we've been in touch with Google, and what greeted us was a very enthusiastic team of experts.
That was, I think, the moment where we realized actually that Google became one of the most important partners for SumUp. Got really nicely surprised that YouTube can be used also from performance perspective. We started using custom intent and live event audiences. This helped us to predict intent. Through machine learning, we had a great opportunity to identify the users that they are about to open a new business and proactively target them.
I never imagined that YouTube would be such a great channel for a B2B company. It was a more than 300% increase in signups.
And we have seen a great uplift in total sales by 885%.
We went growing and growing and growing.
That was incredibly good.
So again, a really nice example of how we can work smart instead of hard to grow our business. The traditional way of doing advertising and growing business does not scale anymore. To define and maintain a sophisticated and complex set of rules in order to define which user to approach, which bit to set, which ad to show. That doesn't scale anymore. And the answer to that and how to solve that is machine learning. Who of you feels comfortable to explain what machine learning is in 1 or 2 sentences? Just a show of hands. No worries, I won't ask you. So to bring us all at the same to the same page, let's quickly talk about machine learning. So machine learning is a set of techniques that helps computers basically to learn from data. That's basically what it is. And it turns the approach around how we tell computers what to do. So the traditional way of telling computers what to do is through rules and instructions. And we apply those rules and instructions to the data and then hopefully get the right outcome. But in many problems, that's not possible anymore, or at least not scalable anymore. There are a lot of problems out there where it's hard to come up with a set of rules that really is capable of solving the problem. We turn that around and don't care about the rules anymore. So we don't need to define any rules anymore. We just need to provide enough examples so that the algorithm can learn from that. To explain it in a more simpler way, for computers, for ages, it was a really tough problem to solve to differentiate pictures, image recognitions, differentiate between cats and dogs. Because it's really difficult to come up with a set of rules that explains how a cat is different from a dog, especially if you think of different breeds and things like that. So machine learning can solve that. In this instance, we see a neural net. That's one technique that can be used for solving classification problems. In the first step, we take a lot of pictures of cats and dogs, and these need to be labeled. So someone needs to tell the computer, is that a cat or a dog, for the training step. So what the algorithm does, it takes the labels and the features everything you can see on the picture basically, translated into something the computer understands, like pixels, brightness values, and things like that. And then the algorithm tries to come up with a model and predicts whether it gets the label right or not. If it gets the label right, everything's fine. It goes on with the next picture. If not, the error gets back-propagated to the model. The model adjusts their weights, and then we do that a lot of times, 100,000s of times, and then generate a model based on labels and features. In the next step, we can show an unlabeled picture that the algorithm hasn't seen before, and it will apply the model and gets it right, hopefully. This is how machine learning basically works. And we use machine learning in many, many of our consumer products, be it search, be it Google Photos with image recognition, or the Google Assistant and voice recognition. But we also use it in our advertising products, as we've seen already on YouTube to predict intent, but also in campaigns like smart campaigns, smart shopping campaigns, local campaigns, and so on and so forth. And we use it also in our main product, in search and shopping, and we call it smart bidding. Smart bidding is a technology that automatically sets bids to achieve a defined target, and it leverages machine learning. It takes conversions as labels, and it takes a lot of, more than hundreds of signals as features to train the model on. And traditionally, if you set up an account that was not the most automated thing you've done, right? You may have implemented a lot of sophisticated rules in your account, have a complicated account structure. In order to make your life easier and to make the most out of Google Smart Bidding, we have come up with an approach to help you set up your search and shopping accounts really in an ML-friendly and a smart way. And we call that approach Holistic. It's a combination of a fully automated bid strategy combined with a holistic approach of setting up your account. It consists basically of 3 pillars. It's smart bidding, feeding in all relevant signals, and showing the most relevant ads. And if you set up your account like this, you can really save a lot of time through automation and really maintain a lot simpler account structure. Let's go through these 3 pillars. Let's start with smart bidding. Anyone in this room uses smart bidding like Target CPA or Target ROAS already, or has tested it? Just a show of hands. Again, it's a way of fully automated setting your bids. You can do this manual, you can do this semi-automated, or you can do this fully automated based on machine learning. And what we do is we investigate how smart bidding works for our advertisers. And we look at a lot of advertisers who've switched from manual bidding or third-party bidding to smart bidding. And based on the last research we did, we saw a 31% increase in conversions based on compared to the same CPA when switching to target CPA bidding. If you don't trust the numbers, that's fair. You can test that using a feature that we call drafts and experiments and run an A/B test like test to test whether target CPA or target ROAS will work better than the way you're setting bids at the moment. 2 questions we get often is, will it work with low conversion volumes and high seasonalities? And the simple answer to this is, of course, yes, it will. With low conversion volumes, we not just look at campaign level conversions, we also combine everything that's collected within one account or MCC if you set up account conversion tracking there. You can also use portfolio bid strategies to combine all the conversions across your account. Seasonality is another thing. We are very good at, and we are monitoring that, at anticipating well-known seasonalities like the holiday season, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, things like that. You don't need to take care about that. If you have seasonalities that are very specific to your business, like promotions or things like that, you can just apply a feature that we call seasonality controls to tell the algorithm whether to adjust or expect a different conversion rate. The next step, that's an important one, especially since we've learned how machine learning works and how important it is to feed in the right data signals. We already provide a lot of data signals, hundreds of signals, and many of them exclusive to Google at an auction time. So not on a keyword level, but we go deeper and can set bids and investigate those features at an auction time level. Think of browser attributes, the actual search term, the language the user is using, or the location. But more importantly, are the signals you provide. We've learned machine learning needs labels and features, and the labels you provide are the conversions you measure, be it offline conversions, store visits, conversions you can import. That's what the model gets trained on, and that's what the strategies are maximizing for. And you can also include additional features via LSA lists, audience lists, or via uploads from your CRM system. And in order to leverage target ROAS as a value-based bidding strategy, you need to define a value. So, and this is an important thing, and you need to spend time and think, what is the actual value we want to maximize, and how is it tied to our business goals? Should it be a revenue, or more a net revenue, or a profit value, or a lifetime value even? That's really important, and the algorithm will take that, will learn from it, and maximize it. The next step in the framework is showing the most relevant ads. So machine learning and smart bidding will decide whether to show an ad, which landing page to connect the user to, and which bid to set. But in order to do this in a relevant way, it's really important that it can select from a great variety of ads and ads combinations. And you already might know dynamic ads, where this is handled completely automated based on your website feed or based on your website structure. You can use a feature that we've called responsive search ads. Again, machine learning works for you. You just provide a set of headlines, a set of descriptions, and the algorithm decides on an auction time level which combination of those ads and which circumstance under which conditions would be the most relevant for your user. This is a holistic framework. Consists of 3 steps. It's using smart bidding, feeding in all the relevant signals, and then leverage relevant ads. And how this works in a real-life example is now going to be explained by Jannette.
So Bernd just talked about the holistic framework. I work with a lot of big agencies, performance agencies in Germany, and one of them is BlueSummit. And BlueSummit is actually the very first performance agency in Germany who tested that holistic framework. They tested it with their client, FC Bayern München. FC Bayern München is actually a pretty traditional client from Bavaria, and they had a challenge. They wanted to reach more fans or more fans to buy their merchandise products. So what did they do? The approach was to use holistic. So what they did is use smart bidding, target CPA. They fed the system or the machine with the most relevant signals. They used data-driven attribution, and they fed the creatives. They used creatives automatically. Secondly, their strategy was to form a separate team, and that team consisted of employees who were real passionate FC Bayern München fans. So that team really knew how the target audience was actually thinking. How did the results look like? I think the results speak for themselves. The revenue increased by 3, so 3 times more revenue at the same return on ad spend. They managed to double the conversion rate, and this is pretty impressive. They managed to simplify their account structure. They reduced their accounts from the campaigns from 34 to 2 campaigns. And this is what I call real account simplification. If we zoom out and look at the entire agency, BlueSummit, and if we look at all of their accounts, we saw an increase in performance by 25%, and they managed to save 20% of their time. What did they do with their time? Now they had time to focus on the important stuff, like strategic topics. But it's not only BlueSummit, a big agency, who did this. We have a nice startup case today, and I'd like to welcome Yishai from Frontier Car Group on stage.
Hey,
Yishai.
everyone.
So, Yishai, tell me about your business model. What is Frontier Car Group about?
FCG is a Berlin startup. We operate a used car marketplace, mainly in emerging market, Latam, India, Pakistan, and basically we would like to focus on buying car from a consumer and actually selling them to a dealer. The way we actually doing that we ask from user to come to the website, make first evaluation of the car, we give them the first offer. If they like the price, they can book an appointment in one of our inspection center. There they get the full inspection, they get the final offer. Once the user said yes, basically, we give him the money on the spot, cash. This is the way we operate the business.
Nice. And what are your main marketing challenges at the moment?
The first one was that we scale very fast with very limited team. We have to duplicate the business model to 8 countries in 1.5 years, which is a bit challenge. And the second one, that big part of the game is happening offline. Basically, it's not online. Once you come to the inspection center, there's no connection online. Therefore, it's a bit hard to measure it and understand how much we pay or how to estimate the CAC when it comes offline as well.
Wow, that sounds tough. How do you solve scaling in such a great pace?
The first thing that we had is to build a simple and structured accounts that we can replicate it among the countries, take the majority common ground between the countries. The second one that we use to the CPA very fast. By target CPA, we basically were able to save time on daily bidding, and what in the past have to do down to Excel, upload again. Basically, we let the system to understand what is important to us, how to achieve that, and by that we increase more than 2 times the booking while saving more than half of the time doing that. And the second one is that we connect with offline conversion. We basically, when user come to the inspection, the CRM pushed offline to the analytics, so we can actually close the full journey from the impressions to the purchase.
Nice. So I love how you use account simplification, target ROAS, how you include your offline conversions. That's pretty advanced. So for you, what is the next step in regards to efficiency?
The first thing that we noticed that we basically have like 3 times quotes than booking, which means that the system by default targets the quote because the biggest one. So first we define the weight, how much we're willing to pay per each one of the events that we have the quote, the booking, and the purchase. And by that we can switch to ROAS and basically has a return on invest. We tell the system, look, this is maybe a bigger one, the quote, but for us, the booking or the purchase, it's way more important. And the second thing we did is we connect the offline and we close the funnel. We could actually attribute the campaign to the purchase per keyword, and we're able to actually improve the system and let the system understand better what is our model, what we need to do, and how to achieve that.
Wow. Great. So frontier car groups actually managed to leverage their marketing efforts. And if you don't keep up, then you definitely will fall behind. And this is why you should use the machine exactly as Frontier Car Groups does it, in order to boost your campaigns, to go high, not only on the water, but also on your marketing campaigns. This is actually what I'm doing when I'm not on stage. And if I want you to remember 3 things from this session, then it's use machine learning in order to scale your marketing efforts. Secondly, test holistic, the approach that Bernd explained, in order to save up time and use that time in order to focus on the real things that matter, and that is strategy and acceleration. Right, Jan?
Yeah, acceleration, you're not there on your own. We have a special team, a Google startup team, which helps specific startups to accelerate and make the most of their marketing dollars. We try to help you in a specific timeline. Next slide. So we are there to help you in a specific timeline with all our resources. We are there as one team, combining our ads knowledge, Google Cloud knowledge, app dev, and also Google Marketing Platform knowledge. Bring the best of Google to your teams and help you spend your dollars wisely in a specific time period. We help you from launch and going there into the growth phase. Next slide, please. And helping you there where the marketing dollars are especially important, and help you, especially in this time, picking up and accelerating your growth. What are your benefits there? You get dedicated support, not quite usual in the first part of a company's life cycle, helping you optimize and also building campaigns which really fit, kind of in the same way that Yishai also built his campaigns right to the point and to the idea model. We help you for 3 to 6 months, and all of that without any charge. We are there to help. It's not only some specific facts, there are people behind it. Here in the crowd are Zini and David. Maybe you just stand up. And Ahub. So helping you, just approach them, and we are there at the booth the whole day. So come visit us. If you want to have the slides, please scan the next picture, this code. Then you get the presentation, also can give us some feedback on the presentation. Thank you.
Cool.